Yo, 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 what's going on? Live from the 856. This is channel 856. Back again. It's your boy Danny X.
Jared, we tuning in, man. Episode 10, talk to him.
10, man. We here. Shout out to our
Let's get it.
consistency. 2.5 months going strong. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. Being able to be creative, being able to put something together for y'all and provide some knowledge for y'all and some insight to an entertaining league. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's been a blessing. Yeah, we here, milestone episode 10. So we appreciate y'all support as always. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when we uploading. And yeah, man, let's get into it. Last week of the regular season.
Whew, week 14.
Week 14. We have made it all the way to the end. Like it's a pivotal point in the season, obviously. We've been at it since September, man.
What? September? You tripping in June.
I mean, June. Yeah. Because what, draft lottery was?
No, Joe, draft, project, just in the summer?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Mock drafts. That's what I'm looking. All mock drafts.
Right.
June work. That's where it started. So, yeah. That's how I'm
fact.
looking at it.
That's a fact. And, yeah, man, we are all the way in, and it's time to go to the playoffs. You know what I mean? Who's going to make it? We're 6 players. We had all the guests on this year. I'm pretty sure everybody except a couple have been guests. So you guys have gotten a chance to know to them and get to know them and see them in their point of view in this league. And now we're here. Like, we're really, really here. Like, which half of the league is going in, right? Like, who's going in, who's going to make it, who's going to be on the outside, and who's doing the punishment. Even though that's kind of looking pretty sewed up. But as always, the standings will be right here. Boom. So as you can see, it's been a little bit of a shake-up in the standings. We got a new number 1. Shout out King. He is number 1 now. Jersey Kings sitting at 9-4 on a 2-game win streak. So, I know you guys have been pretty much top of the table for the majority of the season. So
on my heels, I'm on his heels.
Yeah, so it's been going back and forth. It's been a good competitive balance in the league, honestly. 2 9-4s, 3 8-5s, 1 7-6, and then 3 6-7. So it's a lot of super competitive. I think I said in the chat recently, it's been one of our more competitive seasons this year. So it's been really competitive, really productive, and everybody's been getting after it. So as far as the points champions go, Scoop is out in front, hasn't changed. 1,600 points, only person over 1,600 points. So it's looking like he'll be our points champion for 2024. And yeah, Jared, you faced him again, BTA again, unfortunately. So he actually set the record, which we can show right here. He set the record for 187.74 points.
Yeah, he went bombs over Baghdad. Yeah.
So that is our highest point total ever from a single week performance in our league.
He's wild.
It's insane. It's
just
insane.
wild. It's 200, near.
Damn near, for real. Then he holds the second spot, too, because when he first joined the league in 2022, he had 186. So, I mean, he obviously picks players that have a lot of potential to
firepower.
Boom, a lot of firepower coming from his team. So anything what you got for us, how you feeling, being in the 2 seed, coming off a tough loss. You got me this week, so a co-host battle this week to end the regular season. A little channel 856 battle to end the regular season. So where you at now? It's go time. So what are you feeling?
So I can't obviously give away any strategy, but I will say it's up, it's stuck, and it's definitely still looking good. I mean, I'm definitely playing for that first round bye, I feel like. But the only thing I know, CP and I won over him, so I have a tiebreaker. But if he wins and I lose, I think that secures it. So I think I'm secure either way. But I'm still trying to win. I don't care.
No, 100%.
100%. But I'm trying to go up top.
Yeah.
So
10-win season for sure.
Yeah, one of them bye weeks. It's just it's definitely what's the word? It's like the scraps. You really gotta just play the cards you got dealt, and you just gotta make it work, yo. You just gotta make it work. You just gotta shake something. So this is gonna be a good week, fun week though, for sure. We're gonna get right to it though.
100%. I mean, for me, I had so many buys. I had to really
No.
lock in. Like, I had to do a bunch of transactions. I'm not really one to make a lot of transactions unless it's necessary. I like to pride on depth. I like to draft well. So, getting to this point, I had to do a lot just to get it to field a team. Honestly,
It's the
like,
fun part.
yeah, Derrick Henry, Tank Dell, Zach Ertz, Justin Tucker, all out for me. And then I had a defense. Houston Texans defense was out as well, so I had to replace 5 pieces of my lineup for this week. So,
Jeez.
um, now I feel comfortable now. I think I got a good enough team to compete. Give myself a best chance. So I'm one of the 6 and 7s, unfortunately. So I gotta win, get to 500, and give myself the best possible chance. I hold tiebreakers over Zaire, and I hold tiebreakers over Kemis, but he has a win higher than me, so he's not really worried about me. Right now, the 2 people I'm tied with records both beat me, so need them both to lose. I got to catch a dub, and then I need Guru to lose. Guru's got to lose, but he's got Chris, so one of them will get into the playoffs somehow.
That's fun.
So we'll see. We'll see how it works. We'll see how it unfolds. See where it shakes up. But yeah, it's not. It's looking like I need a lot of miracles to happen for me to get into the playoffs. So tough sledding, but we here. We here. Um, right now for you, like you said, you would have the bye. So
But I still want that first. I want Quinn to lose.
yeah,
I'm trying to get that, Joe.
and honestly, you want to be on that cause then the 3-6 is tough, right? I don't know if you want
I
to
don't
because
care about any of that.
because then but you gonna have to that's a third round that third time with Scoop.
I don't care.
All right, say less. Say
What?
less.
Like,
I'm saying.
Like, what?
Nah, not even like that. I'm just saying, like,
Ooh.
you got it's like it's just a tough, you want to take the easy road or the high road. Like that's a competitive
Both
match.
roads lead me to the chip. That's
Say
how
that.
I look at it.
Say no
that
more.
road, this road, all connect. Like,
Say no more. Say no
you gotta
more.
go through. If I want to be the best, I have to go through the best. Is how I look at it. So like,
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
that is what it is.
Hey,
I prefer to go through because then they gonna be, oh, he played the weaker opponent,
yeah,
all that craziness,
Mickey Mouse chip and all
yeah,
that.
you know how they be
Nah,
hating.
yeah, nah, for sure, for sure. As far as week 13 goes, holiday weekend in football, probably one of the biggest weekends in football
Oof.
outside of the Super Bowl. 3 Thanksgiving matchups: Lions, Cowboys,
Facts.
and Packers came out on top. My Raiders, of course, we find a way to lose. I mean, don't get me wrong. Do what you guys need to do to get us in a position to get Shador Sanders or Cam Ward. I'm all for that. But like snap the ball properly. Like come on. Like we're professionals. But took a loss to the Chiefs. Some big highlights from the week. Steelers Bengals. Banger game. 44-38. Highest point total in Steelers Bengals matchup history, which is surprising. Russell Wilson cooking. Joe Burrow cooking. Crazy game. Colts edged out the Patriots 25-24. Commanders dominant again over the Titans
Don't
42-19.
remind me.
Man, it's you know, we were Quinn and I were going over our bets and we were like, all right, should we do Brian? Should we do Terry? Should we do Jaden? And they score on the first 3 series, so we could have just did like a 3-leg, honestly. Vikings edge out over the Cards. Texans get a big win down in Jacksonville. Prayers to T Law. Hopefully your surgery goes well and hopefully everything's you getting healthier by the day. Seahawks got the Jets in MetLife. Sorry, unfortunately.
God, they suck, yo.
Yeah, no, it's pretty bleak up there.
Just clown show, circus.
You gonna watch the Enigma, Aaron Rodgers?
Oh my God! Don't even start with that. Don't, I'm not. What? You gotta be
Circus
crazy,
act.
bro.
Yeah.
What? They need to wait. They should have waited till like after the Super Bowl for that.
Yeah, I don't know what made you think like
Timing is crazy.
you should. I
I mean,
mean,
he been did it, but like you could just told him, hey, push this to the actual season, so it's not like a distraction.
like if the record's better, it's obviously a little bit different.
Just,
But
now it just looks like, oh, we're just TV stars and entertainment. Like,
yeah, no, facts. Bills blowout win over the Niners, and then the Monday night matchup Browns Broncos turned out to be really really electric game with pick sixes. Jameis Winston balled out, Bo balled out. Denver defense came to show up. What was your highlight of the Week 13 matchups? You say?
definitely that Steelers game was pretty good. It was a pretty good I feel like a pretty good 4 o'clock game. Who was the 4 o'clocks?
4 o'clock games. You had the Bucks Panthers. That was a crazy
That
game.
got yeah. I would say that one got crazy towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made a nice little come. I mean, they gave away the game, but still they played much
Rams,
better.
I believe Rams Saints was in the late window. Yep, Rams Saints.
Oh,
Uh,
Eagles and Ravens. That's what it
Eagles
was.
Ravens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Eagles and Ravens was definitely crazy. Eagles are man, they're a great team. So they pretty much put it on display. So you gotta give them credit too.
No, 100%. It's kind of hard to. You can't knock Sirianni at this point. I mean, for you, your first 3 years to have this 10-2 start in your first 3 seasons as a coach, it's admirable. It's commendable. I mean, you're doing whatever it takes to win. All three phases of the ball are doing what they can for Philly. So I mean, it's they got a good system going over there. As
Hot
much as
take. I don't think he's that good of a coach.
no, I don't either. No, I mean, I was being nice. I don't think he is either. I
So
mean,
being nice.
there's I feel like for me, there's coaches that there are X's and O's coaches. There's Coach K, Phil Jackson, Coach Pop. Let's bring it back to the NFL. Then you got like
Mike LaFleur.
Mike LaFleur, Matt LaFleur,
Matt LaFleur, I'm sorry.
Andy Reid,
Shanahan.
Shanahan. Like you got like those savants that like all they do. Like we got the Lakers game on the background. Like JJ Redick, just obsessed savants. All about the X's and O's, how to be creative, how to match every read with a counter read and whatever have you. Like, I think Sirianni's on the side of he's a leader of men. I think like he's like Coach Calipari, a leader of men. Like coaches that don't really get into the mud with the X's and O's and let their coordinators do it, but more so lead men, leaders, and how to become a better professional and things like that. So I think that's more the side that Nick leans on versus being like more of like a X's and O's guy. I feel like he leans on his OC, his DC, special teams coordinators to be successful. But I could be wrong, but I feel like that's what it looks like from the outside looking in. I think he's just more so just like a leader, right? Not necessarily like coaching and as actively as I think. What do you think?
Like I said, I think he leaves a lot of points on the board. He's very
100%.
aggressive with those fourth downs. A lot of times it looks good in hindsight. He's just, sometimes it looks like, for the Jaguars game, you're leaving points on the board about to lose the game to an inferior team. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really have a strong opinion about positive, but I do think, having Vic Fangio,
Yeah.
sound crazy, but having him as a coordinator, big upgrade. Defense is coming through, so now I feel like that offense has a leeway now to
Yeah,
do
no,
those
no question.
aggressiveness and go for like when they didn't have a defense. Now you're looking foolish. But
Right.
this year, I feel like you have that backup, that support, reinforcement. So it's like they be winning games, man.
And I didn't honestly wasn't expecting this out of Quinion Mitchell immediately.
Oh, yeah, he's a great player.
Cooper
Great
DeJean,
draft. Great draft
Cooper
player.
DeJean, Reed Blankenship, like taking it to another level. Like
Zach
they're
Bond.
Zach Bond. Yeah, nah, he's a
Or
beast.
Bond.
Yeah, nah, for sure. I mean, Brandon Graham keeps seeing turn back the clock like him.
Oh,
Like
he's out here now.
yeah, nah, yeah, for sure. But even guys like we were talking about the Steelers, like Cam
Jalen
Hayward,
Carter's been
yeah,
playing
Jalen
good,
Carter,
too.
yeah, no, 100%. They've been balling, so they're getting it together. Like they got it figured out, like you said. It's all coming together in all three phases. Before we get into our waivers for the week, let's talk about the Texans Jags and the hit. Did you watch the hit live? Was it more so just kind of when the chat exploded off the hit? Like, what's your how do you feel about his the Texans players hit? For context, if anybody didn't see, if you were living under a rock, if you follow football for a week, I don't want to mispronounce his name. Let me pull it up. So we show him a little respect on here. Aziz Al-Shair. His 3-game suspension was upheld today for his late hit on a sliding Trevor Lawrence, who did receive a concussion, out for the year, but he's also getting AC joint surgery, so had to get shut down. Either way, I'm sure he was going to try to play through that, but with the concussion, was a shutdown for Jacksonville. So, yeah, I guess, how do you feel about it? I know your old coach, Rex Ryan, had a lot to say on ESPN, basically saying, like, lean with your head first, because if you lean with your head first, their ankles are there, you're going to protect themselves versus you sliding with your feet first. You're going to tighten your core naturally. Your head's going to be leaned up, and you're susceptible for anything. So how do you feel about the suspension, the hit, the I mean, the skirmish after, I thought Evan Ingram was going to get thrown out, who's my starting tight end. So, uh, what's your take on all that? Obviously it's football, so, but how do you feel about the Shire suspension, the tackle, everything?
I thought it was like he said, what are you supposed to do? He's running, about to get a first down, like he slid late. Like, granted, he probably could have like tried to jump over him a
Right.
little bit, like try to dive over a top, maybe. Like, again, it's kind of like splitting hairs because again, he's engaged, about to hit somebody, he slide. Oh shit, stuff. Excuse me. Oh stuff. And he probably just was like, "Dang, I'm already committed. I don't
Yeah.
want to injure myself or injure my teammate hitting my team. He could have tried to dive in the next
Right.
person or something. So who
Nah.
knows? I don't know. It's stupid. I don't know about 3 games. Maybe fine him and keep it moving.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. That's
My
stupid.
my issue with it, and the Titans GM, I mean, excuse me, the Texans GM alluded to it. If that's the case, if it's the late hit, all that, throw him out. He got the unsportsmanlike. He was kicked out of the game. That's a lot already. Keep it consistent. Whatever. If I'm not sure specifically, but I know that no one else has gotten a 3 game suspension for a late hit this season. But there's also been other late hits, other people ejected from games this season that they didn't serve. I think it's just a matter of consistency if you're gonna hand down the punishment, and I think it's a matter of just make it uniform. Whatever it is, make a rule. Like if that happens, this is what happens afterwards, and that's the only thing that's gonna happen. Not maybe a fine here, a game here, 2 games here, 3 games here. Everybody needs to be under the same umbrella when it comes to late hits, and I think that's something they need to seriously evaluate because it's been several instances this year. So it's something that they got to take a little bit more serious, if you ask me.
I feel that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. On to the waivers, right?
Let's
So
get it.
let's go right into it. I know this is more important segment than any other week. People fighting for the playoffs, people in the playoffs maybe fighting for seeding, people in last place that might be fighting to get out of a punishment. Honestly, so like it's a big week. It's a big week. But honestly, to start off, I'll start off with the QBs this week. Usual suspects. Obviously, usual suspects. None of these people should be on waivers at this point. Everybody's got some sort of buy. Everybody's got some sort of somebody's out or somebody's trying to. You got to maneuver somehow. So we'll put the QB waivers right here just so you can see them. Not worth saying their names over and over. Same usual suspects, and we'll keep it pushing. Let's move on to the running backs. So we got Garendo. So I picked him up this week. I'm facing Jared, who has CMC and Mason, who just joined IR. So I gotta do my best to compete. I know he wouldn't expect anything less. So grabbed him to start
Hey,
as my RB2.
as you should.
Yeah, nah, and we gonna keep pushing, and then to add on some more IR issues, a third running back on his team, J.K. Dobbins,
Oh,
also just went on the IR.
trifecta.
It's crazy. It's really crazy. Like especially the timing of it is insane. So Gus and Kamani Vidal are definitely more feasible this week. More people that you should be looking at to play. If you have better running backs, obviously play those running backs. But look to these guys. They have a good matchup against the Chiefs. Big divisional matchup, which I believe, yep, is the Sunday night football game this week. So I'm actually pretty excited about that one. The Chiefs 8-4. The Chargers 8-4. Chiefs 11-1. Big time AFC West matchup. So I'm excited to see how that one's gonna shake out. Another IR standpoint. Luckily, this guy's not on Jared's team it's at least, but Austin Eckler got to
Ooh.
IR. Wish him a speedy recovery. I know he's in and out of injuries. Can't really get his foot in consistent games. It's unfortunate. Um, I know Rodriguez is the clear preference for number 2. So be a little wary on Jeremy McNichols, but Chris Rodriguez and McNichols should be 2 people you might have to look at if you're in a streaming league. If you know there's not a lot of running backs out there for you to grab. On to my Raiders. Sincere McCormick earning more reps. AP said this himself. He might have a reduced role if White and Madison get back into the lineup, but he may do with what he had. I think he ran well against his Kansas City, and yeah, no, I think he was good enough, right? Like good enough if you need someone 6, 8, 10 points just to get you afloat. If you got other superstar players, check them out. But I'll pass it to you for the wide receivers.
Wideouts, we got the NWS, or sorry, NWI. He's got 7 touchdowns in 8 games, 8 touchdown catches on, or sorry, 8 touchdown catches, yeah, on 40 catches.
Yeah.
So it's insane. He's just hyper efficient with his targets. MVS, he's been going crazy. 4 TDs in last 3 games. They got the Giants this week. Definitely a deep ball opportunity versus Deontay Banks. So he's a boomer bust, Will Fuller-esque kind of player.
Yep.
Keenan Allen's been somebody since their coordinator changed. Definitely they got a new coach now, but he's got an uptick, 3 touchdowns, excuse me. Last 2 games, no less than 6 targets dating back to week 8. So he gets his target share. He's finally doing something with it. He had a
Yep.
big game Thursday night, Thanksgiving. I watched that. It looked good. The
Yeah.
Thursday morning, I should say, or
Hundred
afternoon.
percent. Yeah.
Jerry Judy is somebody I've been kind of calling for. Last week, he was my preference for the Cleveland wide receivers, especially with Tillman out.
He
But
was. Yeah.
after this week, I know waivers have been running, so I'm sure he was a popular ad. Brandon Cooks is somebody. CeeDee Lamb's banged up, shoulder injury. He could potentially be shut down this season. So, keep an eye out. Might make my radar. Adam Thielen coming off a huge game, could have had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Bryce Young's been playing outlandish the
Yeah.
last couple games, so I'd look his way. Nice red zone target there.
Nah, for sure.
Tight ends.
You got fuzzy right here in your beard.
No, you go ahead and get it.
That's
Appreciate you.
yeah. But yeah, so
Appreciate it.
but yeah, no, like you said, man, Jerry Judy, like 9 for 235, it's insane. Westbrook Akine, like 20% of his catches are touchdowns. Like think about that, 20% of his catches are touchdowns. That's insane.
I feel.
I feel.
I feel.
So back for tight ends, Jonnu Smith.
Fish grease.
Yeah, like it's just usual suspect that just keeps burning and churning. Since week 7, 53 targets, caught 44 of them, only dropped 9 or missed 9 for 508 yards and 4 touchdowns. Super productive. Tua is really clearly leaning on him with the inconsistencies from Tyreek Hill, from Jalen Waddle, Odell Beckham. He's leaning on Jonnu Smith for sure to move those chains and get shit moving, man, for real. Zach Ertz, since week 7, 46 targets, 31 receptions for 273 reception yards and 4 touchdowns. Jaden Daniels does lead on him as well. Always gets a red zone target if Terry's not walking it in or Brian Robinson's not punching it in the red zone. He likes Zach Ertz. It's a safe play, not one to make too many mistakes when he gets his targets. So it's a good call from him. Another injury bug, Taysom Hill out for the year. Was playing incredible. I mean, his boom possibilities could get you like 40 points. So anybody that was leaning on him, I apologize. That's a brutal injury for you guys. So make sure you go try to grab Juwan Johnson, who also looks good with Derek Carr. Derek Carr in the beginning of the year was throwing pretty well to Juwan Johnson. And getting him good production. So to see him come back around, hopefully he's able to make the most out of his reps. Freiermuth, last 2 games, 11 targets, 10 receptions, 127 and a touchdown. Russ is cooking, so I think everybody's going to get a little slice of the pie, whether it's Pickens, whether it's Freiermuth, Austin. Everybody's eating up there. Harris, Warren, all those guys. So, and then 2 more. Obviously, Cole Kmet. Don't have to say too much. Serviceable. Has been a usual suspect. And then Will Dissly. Justin Herbert has been playing good football like his rookie sophomore year. Looking back to the gunslinger that we all know him to be. So Will Dissly is definitely serviceable. The way they play with the running back, punch, ground and pound, then you kind of offset with the tight end with the play action. He makes the most of his opportunities. But I'll pass it to you for the kickers.
Kickers, my favorite one's been Jason Sanders recently. He's just been, ever since Tua's back, he's been very consistent. Last week, I know, tough game. They were in Lambeau, so I kind of saw that one coming, but
Yeah.
sucks still.
Yep.
Blake Groupie's been looking like he's versus the Giants, looking like he's in a good matchup to score some points. Will Rickards coming off IR, back
Yep.
at practice, so I think he'll get activated versus Atlanta.
Your kicker this week.
No, Mike. Well, yeah, Groupie I picked up off waivers for
Yeah.
sure. I had to because I had Fairbairn, and
Yeah.
he's been kicker 2 after Boswell.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody like to be honest, Fairbairn's been like a flex to me, an extra
Oh,
flex.
easily.
About
Easily.
11, 12 points a week. So looking to get close to that, or if not more. So fire up for the Giants.
100%. Yeah.
My man McManus, I think, have some shots versus Detroit's defense. It might be stiff, but I think he'll have some, points to be scored there. Jason Myers versus Arizona. Jake Moody versus Chicago. I don't know. I don't think Chicago or 49ers going to move the ball too much. But
I'm not sure how that game's going to go.
He's been inaccurate. I kind of like Chicago on an upset there. And in the same game, Santos, I think, again, upset. 49ers are banged up across the board. Like, I can concede that Bears put up 28 points, 49ers 17, and I don't know, 4 field goals maybe.
Yeah. No, you never know for sure. I think there's a lot of good matchups this week, right? And a lot of teams are going to be playing for pride and trying to close the season off the right way, and some teams are trying to get their postseasons in order. So I think Chicago is going to come in there and do everything they can. Obviously, Caleb Williams wants to do his best as a rookie, and to continue to show people that he's getting better as the season goes on. So, no, I completely agree. I picked up Myers personally. I think he had a good game against Arizona the first time, so I think he can duplicate, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do.
Facts.
DSTs, we got New Orleans versus New York Giants, another pickup that you had for your team. New York has allowed 10 sacks in the last 2 weeks. High turnover potential. Drew Lock or Tommy DeVito, you might as well put me in there. Either way, they're both liable to throw a pick, liable to fumble the ball, liable to
multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times. So like they're very turnover prone to individuals. So that doesn't really worry me. Great pickup for you. Definitely could provide as a potential extra flex. Could 15, 18 points. Wouldn't be surprised if I see that. Tennessee and Jacksonville. It's appealing, obviously, with Mac Jones, like we alluded to earlier. Mac Jones starting for T-Law with his concussion and his AC joint surgery. So it's appealing, right? I mean, Mac Jones is Mac Jones. So Tennessee's defense is good enough to make it happen, and I think that they will make sure that they stay competitive in this game, and I think the defense will be the one to do it. They don't get a lot of credit around the league, but they do have a really stout defense. McDuffie over there, and
boy, what's his name, right? Corner.
yeah,
Sneed,
not McDuffie, excuse me, L'Jarius Sneed, correct? Yeah, my fault. Good catch. But yeah, Sneed, like they, he's the head of the snake, and everyone else kind of falls in line, right? So I think they have a good opportunity to get a good dub down there, especially a divisional opponent. Arizona versus Seattle, last 4 games, 19 sacks, averaging 10.5 points per game. Seattle, New England, and Carolina are their next opponents. This is one that I wanted to pick up. When I was looking at Texans being on bye, this was the first team that I wanted to pick up, honestly.
Cardinals been playing great D.
And they put up 20 points on defense last time they faced Seattle.
I know that at all.
Yeah, so like
thank you, Chris.
Yeah, so it's a good opportunity for them. Miami versus New York Jets. Never know which version of the Jets you're gonna get.
Oh, I know the crappy version.
So that's a tough travel down to Miami. Dolphins are playing pretty good with Tua back. So, and then like you were just alluding to with you think that's your upset of the week with Chicago going out to the Bay. Down Ayuk, down CMC, down Trent Williams, Bosa,
Greenlaw, Hargrove,
the Samoan safety. Yeah, I think
Holofunga, whatever. Yeah, all that.
Holofunga, yeah.
All that.
Yeah. So that's something. That's a game that you might want to keep your eye on.
If the Bears are plus money, that would be
I literally was about to say that's a fact. Like I literally was about to say the same thing.
Take the points.
Yeah, take the points. If you're looking at Detroit and Green Bay, that game's the highest total point line right now for the week. I'm not surprised that comes out to be a shootout, 25, 30-point shootout from each team. So looking forward to that. I think that's going to be good. And yeah, no, we're gonna be keep moving and grooving. Let's keep it rolling through. So let's do. You want to do rapid fire of the matchups? Then we'll do the rankings. Then we'll get the GTP.
Let me do that.
Yep, and then we'll keep it rolling. Let me I'm doing a little double duty. Shout out King and JC man. My nephew was in the building today. He went to go take him out for a little bit, so I just gotta go check the time duration.
Cool.
All right, bet. All right, well, I'll start it off. We go from Thursday with Detroit and Green Bay, and we'll go all the way to Bengals Cowboys on Monday night. So you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Packers Lions.
I'm gonna go Packers.
Ooh, okay. Raiders Bucks.
Bucks.
Okay. Panthers Eagles.
Eagles.
Saints Giants.
Saints.
Browns Steelers.
I'm gonna say Browns again.
Ooh, okay. Falcons Vikings.
Vikings.
Jags Titans.
Titans.
Jets Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Seahawks Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Bills Rams.
Bills.
Bears 49ers.
Bears.
Ooh, you're confident in that.
I like the Bears. They could let me down, but I'm not touching San Francisco.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
Nope.
Chargers Chiefs.
I want the Chargers to win, so give me the Chargers.
Okay. And then Monday Night Football, you have Cincinnati going down to Dallas.
By a mile, the Bengals. By a mile.
Easily.
It's gonna be like 30-13. Maybe not that, but like it's gonna be crazy.
I saw a clip of your boy, speaking of the Bengals, real quick. I saw your boy, Joe Shiesty, bought a Batmobile. He's cold for that. He's cold. 1 of 10? He's cold for that. Like that's
with his new deal, $3 million is probably just dropping the bucket.
Easily. All right, Ben. Pass it to you.
Oh, okay. Let's do it.
We're
gonna go backwards though.
All right, say less.
Bengals, Cowboys.
Bengals.
Chiefs, Chargers.
I like the Chargers too.
Bears, 49ers.
I like the Bears.
Bills, Rams.
Bills, Rams. That's in LA.
In LA.
Give me the Rams.
I like that.
Give me the Rams.
Cardinals, Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Jets, Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Jaguars, Titans.
Titans.
Falcons, Vikings, and Kirk Cousins' revenge game.
Ooh, I forgot that aspect of it.
I think he gets smothered.
Nah, yeah, Vikings defense is nasty. Vikings.
Browns, Steelers.
I like the Unlimited.
Uh-oh.
Give me the Steelers.
Giants, Saints.
Saints.
Eagles and Panthers.
Eagles.
Bucks, Raiders.
Bucks.
Packers and Lions.
Give me. I love Jordan Love. That's my dog, but I'm gonna go Lions.
I feel that.
All right, bet. There we go. I'm gonna go Lions though. I think it's gonna be a tough one for Jordan. He makes a lot of mistakes, and the Lions are gonna capitalize on that. That's my logic, which is why I currently have Darnold starting. So I think Darnold over Falcons personally, but we'll see.
Atlanta's defense is trash.
Yeah, facts. Like Jordan Love was projected in like the 20s before the weeks, like as the week was going, and then he dropped into the 19, 18, and I was like, I'm not. That's not trending in the right way I wanted to. So, facts. But all right, let's get into rankings. Like I said, last regular season week, so make sure you guys are on the ball. Nobody, don't have integrity in the league, right? If you got the playoffs, don't mess with players. If you're in the playoffs, compete, get in there. But if you one of those people, like don't mess up the integrity of the league. Leave it alone. You're not in the playoffs. You're just soaking up players. Unless you got a toilet bowl and there's some money on the line, don't mess with nothing. So as far as 14 goes, Denver, Washington, Indy, New England, Baltimore, Houston on buys. So that's 6 and they got a lot of those teams have serviceable players.
Baltimore,
Yeah, Baltimore, which is my core. Houston,
Washington.
Washington for sure. A lot of people are probably streaming Bo Nix. A lot of people are probably streaming Ramondre like yourself. Indy, Pittman, Taylor. Some people were streaming the defense. Josh Downs, Alec Pierce. So a lot of good, feasible, serviceable players that will be out this week. I'll kick it off to you for the green light.
Green lights. I like a few quarterback, like a bunch this week. Like Jalen Hurts is somebody I'm high on,
Yep,
obviously versus the Panthers.
always.
I do like Darnold this week. I do like Herbert. The Chiefs' defense doesn't scare me. They play better in real life than they do, I feel like, for fantasy. So Herbert's somebody I wouldn't shy away from. Russ seems like he's getting it done. He's on fire, so I'd kind of stick with Russ.
Let Russ cook.
Probably like a deep sleeper this week if you're in a pinch. I wouldn't shy away from Derek Carr. I think he has touchdown upside versus the porous Giants defense.
Yeah.
I said it earlier, but I usually like to give the guys an added like boost for a revenge game. So like Kirk Cousins, I was looking at this week,
Yep.
and I was ranking him. I just don't see it. The last 2 games, like 6 picks, like it's getting ugly over there. So
Achilles is catching up to him.
I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know what's
Something.
going on, but he was playing good, and now he's kind of falling back down to earth. He's playing better, and now he's just the bottom's falling out.
Yeah.
So in a revenge game, I can see him struggling. Brock Purdy, again, I'm not a fan of what's going on with San Francisco. That team looks like they're just bottoming out. They're already down. Ayuk, Debo has 60 yards in his last 3 games receiving. Kittle had 2 targets, granted with the snow and all that, but I don't know. Not a big fan of what they got going on in their offense. Gino, we were talking about the Cardinals defense. Very tough matchup on paper.
Yeah.
They're at home, but
Big
see.
NFC West matchup as well.
Jameis, I'll say like this, like Jameis Winston, imagine playing him for like your playoffs on the line. I gotta start Jameis Winston. That's like literally like parachuting or like bungee jumping like
Yeah.
at night or something. You're just
Rolling the dice.
yeah, you're a dangerous person. So
It could be like 21 for 25 with 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, or it could be 11 for 24, 179, 3 picks.
he got me negative points and got benched at halftime before. So I told myself I can't personally play Jameis again.
No.
If you do, shout out to you.
Yeah, good luck with
Live
that.
dangerous.
Yeah, on the edge.
I'm gonna lob it to you, running backs. How do you feel about this week for the rankings?
I'm gonna say, Saquon is you fire him up. Whatever, like they playing the Monstars, the Panthers, the all NFL team,
He might be
anniversary
able to
team.
score versus 2 teams at the same time.
Yeah, honestly, like he's cold. I saw one of our boys put in our gambling group chat a stat about his second half production is insane.
He has
I'm pretty
more
sure he
yards
almost
than- a lot of running backs.
yeah, like I'm pretty sure he has over 1,000 yards in just the second half of games with like 8 or 9 touchdowns. Unbelievable. He's been literally balling out of control. Super efficient. I think another person that I like as well is Rico Dowdle. I think being down in Dallas, it's not much that you're playing for, not much from the production side of things with the Cowboys. Obviously, it seems like they're in kind of shutdown mode, but I think with the Bengals run defense not being as great as advertised, I guess, if you will. I think
trash.
yeah, like I think that Dowdle has a great opportunity to be very successful. Titans Jags up front, are very porous. So I think Tony Pollard can have a chance to get off as well, and then Bucky Irving, basically Bucky Irving, Rashad White. Whoever decides to get tote the rock for the Bucks, you're playing the Raiders, so it's time to eat. And then I will say my favorite pick of the week will probably be. Oh, I picked the Rams. I like Kyron. I think Kyron might fry them. I think that's a weird travel for the Bills. Josh Allen just announced his engagement and all that, coming off of last week with a big blowout win against another NFC West team. I think that's an opportunity for the Bills to maybe be a little bit vulnerable going out to LA. LA's, they might be out LA early, right? Like they might be having a little bit, when you go to LA, you might be having a little bit of time, having a good time as well as playing football. So I don't know. I think that for some reason the Rams might have a good shot at them this week. And I think Kyron is my big play this week. Pump the brakes. I think your first one is spot on. Josh Jacobs has the Detroit Lions. I think they're the best team in the league. I think their 11-1 looks a lot better than the Chiefs 11-1. And Josh Jacobs has been playing fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but the Lions defense. I mean, every aspect of the Lions football approach has just been working, and they're balling. So I don't know if the Packers are going to be the one to slow them down. Obviously, it's a big time division matchup. Excuse me. And they got both matchups ahead of them with Detroit. So if they get one, they'll go back to Lambeau. Maybe get this one and try a sweep back at Lambeau. But I think the Lions will be slowing Jacobs down a little bit. Bijan's got to deal with the Bijan's got to deal with the Vikings. It's as simple as that. I think that Brian Flores, we've talked about it on the pod multiple times, what he's doing over there, changing schemes, audible schemes on defense, and sending the house or just confusing you. All the touchdowns they scored, they make it rough on an offensive coordinator. Honestly, they're a nightmare for an offensive coordinator and a play caller. Browns at Pittsburgh. I wouldn't be too high on Nick Chubb there. Didn't get fully going obviously coming off his injury. I think he needed a little bit more time than what he had. In hindsight, it looks like he maybe should have shut it down and maybe try and just get out the whole year. But he's a competitor. He's a workhorse. I know he would have did anything to get back out on the field. In the reverse, I don't think Najee and Warren are good plays as well. They're stout up front. Try running against Myles Garrett. Have fun with that. And then, excuse me, you got Hubbard against the Eagles. We were talking about Jalen Carter. We were talking about Zach Baum. We were talking about Blankenship, Dejon Mitchell, all those guys. They're in rare form. I think that's the biggest spread of the week. It is. They're favored 13 as of right now. So I don't know if that's going to hold, but I wouldn't bet it myself. But I think that's a testament of what they're doing and a sneak peek into the future. And then the Chiefs, Kareem Hunt, Chargers. They're tough up front. They play good defense. Jim Harbaugh always has tough-nosed defense teams. They hold points. They hold teams to very low points, which makes me think that they might get a dub, like I said in my predictions for the week. So we'll see how they fare. I'll kick it to you for the wideouts, my boy.
A lot of wideout duos this week, so I kind of include them for my green lights. But I like a lot. The biggest for me, big play potential is going to be versus Dallas. I like the Bengals receivers.
Yeah.
Directly after that, I'm looking directly at A.J. Brown just
No
because
question.
Devontae Smith's come back a couple of games missed from that hamstring injury. Mm-hmm. I think this is a blow-up spot for A.J. Brown, especially Dallas Goedert. Looks like he's missing time. I do think one of the two, London or Mooney, might have a big game versus Minnesota. There'll probably be some garbage points late scored, so I think, they'll probably get it done then.
Yep.
I just seen Jair Alexander's not playing tomorrow versus the Lions, so St. Brown, somebody I'm looking to see get back on the board with his touchdown.
Yep.
Mike Evans definitely, he's come back strong from the injury, but somebody I'm really not as big on, but I think could have a big game, Jordan Addison. I like Sam Darnold versus the Falcons.
For sure.
I do think Jaden Reed can have a good game tomorrow. Calvin Ridley versus Jaguars. He had a strong performance earlier this year. He's somebody I'm looking at. Keenan Allen, we were talking about a bit earlier, but he's somebody I think can have a big game versus the 49ers. He's involved.
Yep.
Bills receivers versus the Rams corners. That's a matchup I like. Granted, I think Cooper hasn't been what we wanted him this year, but it is what it is.
Still a pro. I mean, that they had that crazy ass lateral to Josh Allen, who wound up getting a passing and receiving touchdown on one play.
Anything.
Anything.
I will say, if you're in a pinch, NWI and deeper leagues definitely bailed you out. Hopefully, if you caught some of this touchdown wave. So
yeah. But
I'm not really fond of this week Debo. Like I said, 3 straight games, like 20-something yards. I'm out on Debo. He seems like he's more of a like a fashion guy.
We talked about it. Don't ever put on those ass zippers again.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ever again.
I don't know what that is.
Don't ever do that again.
That was
I had to get
terrible.
into the mic for that one. Ass zippers is out. I don't care if it's Louis Vuitton, Givenchy, Prada, Gucci. No ass zippers. Leave those in 2024.
Leave that at the store.
Yeah, facts.
Roman Dunn's somebody I'm seeing fade off. Thielen, we had talked about the corners for the Philly. They've been playing, and Aaron Rodgers, somebody we as the season goes on each week, it's just I don't know. Last week he missed Garrett Wilson in the end zone for a throw on a slant, a sluggo actually,
Yeah.
but it just I don't know. So slowly but surely, Garrett Wilson and Adams been fading. Adams scored last week, but I feel like it's a seesaw.
For sure. It's kind of like AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. They both don't eat at the same time. One's gonna eat, one's not. So
The
I
only
think,
time they ate was a Texans game, but
yeah, facts.
no, go ahead. What you got for tight ends for
I
us?
see you got my boy Brocky B at the number one spot for rankings.
Oh, you see what he did to me last week?
Oh my goodness, he's 30 ball, 30 plus. Like he's insane. I knew like
No, I'll be sorry to cut you
No,
off. I
no, please,
apologize.
no, you're good, you're
Because
good.
like the part that hurts is so annoying. We were at Evan's crib in Tampa
Yeah.
for his birthday this year.
Yep.
And I remember watching the draft.
Yep.
And I told him we staring up there.
Yeah.
Yo, Brock Bowers. I'm talking to Ty and Evan. Yo, this is right here, Brock Bowers. I was like, yo, I'm planting the flag. Brock Bowers, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Last season, whatever. We
That'd been
gotta get
nuts.
an offensive, weapon.
Right.
When they drafted Olu Fashanu, bro, I was just like. And the next pick, I knew it. I said, yo, the Raiders going to pick up Brock Bowers. I said, the Raiders not going to stare at Brock Bowers.
Oh, no.
Picked him up, especially after the Waller situation.
Absolutely.
And I knew it, bro. And now that's the hot topic on Jets Twitter. They're like, yo, y'all was clowning us for talking about Brock Bowers, but look out. Look. So, but.
Third in receptions. I mean, third in yards, second in receptions.
Yes.
Balling out like a wide receiver. Balling out how prime Travis Kelce. Honestly, like I anticipate him to break a lot of those rookie tight end records. Got another month left to do it, so the Lakers are getting punched. Jesus, I'm not looking at the TV no more. Another green light, Jonnu Smith, like we talked about. I mean, he's on our waiver wires, but he's a starter at this point. Some people will go with the names, go with the McBrides, the Kincaids, the Bowers, the Kelseys, the Kittles, and all that. But Smith needs to be in that list now. He's
top five.
Easily. Like
Top five.
I think he's one of those people that his ADP is going to skyrocket in 2025. Trey McBride finds a way. They might not win games. He finds a way to be productive. I don't know what they got going on at wide receiver with Michael Wilson, and I couldn't even name a second Cardinals wide receiver, to be totally honest with you.
And Marvin Harrison.
Oh, well, yeah, MSJ. You're right. MHJ. My bad, MHJ. You are balling. It was a good touchdown this week. But I don't know if Kyler's not trying to get to MHJ, it's Trey, and it's only Trey. And if it's not Trey, it's on the ground with James Conner or DeMercado. So it's not much outside of that. So just from a sheer volume standpoint, for playing in PPR, McBride's the way to go. Kate Otten, another usual suspect, playing the Raiders. Fire up anybody playing the Raiders. Not good. Kittle against Chicago. I see him as a green light, but he might be it might be a yellow, slow down a little bit.
Fair.
Chicago's defense is very tricky, very, very talented. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see. But Purdy always makes it way to make it Kittle to eat. And I like to. I think right under Kittle you got here. My favorite tight end this week is probably T.J. Hawkinson. I think with that Falcons defense and being at the crib with Sam Darnold, I think he has a good opportunity. I think he's got enough weeks under his belt now, coming off the injuries, comfortable, back in the lineup, like you said. Like I mean, and O'Connell makes sure everybody eats over there. Aaron Jones is gonna eat.
Another great play.
Yeah, absolutely. Jettas is gonna eat. Jordan Addison's gonna eat. T.J. Hawkinson's gonna eat. So I think that everybody has a chance to get fed that week. Pump the brakes. Bills guys. I think that just goes into my narrative of the Rams potentially getting this game from them. Kincaid and Knox, not overly looking at their production this week. I don't think they really get off. And then Komet, Ingram, Fant, Sanders. I don't know. Not feeling it. Like we talked about earlier, Ingram has Mac Jones. That's not favorable. Noah Fant is in a divisional slugfest with Arizona, so I don't know how much that fares. I don't think there'll be much tight end work there. I mean, obviously McBride's a part of their offense, but he'll probably be trying to go to DK, going to JSN, offset with K9, and really punch them in the mouth. So I think that's how that's gonna go. Komet, I don't know. That's how you feel, right? Like I think
He's
with the
getting guarded by like Warner, so like I feel like
yeah, that's
he's
like
on a
the
fractured ankle. So
yeah, for sure. And I think that's like the one maybe if piece that the 49ers do have that might be able to
on
provide.
one leg.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Fred, right? Fred gonna give it his all, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but nah, that's something you can definitely exploit. Pass it. I'll kick it back to you for our kickers.
I feel that. Boswell, of course, in a divisional game.
Juggernaut.
Yeah, I think he has another 20-point potential. Those games usually are very stiff. Jason Sanders versus the Jets, self-explanatory. The Jets are a dumpster. McLaughlin, somebody versus Bucks are playing. I'm losing
Raider
Raiders.
dumpster. Another
Yep.
dumpster.
Groupie versus the Giants. Tyler Bass versus the Rams. Elliott versus the Panthers. Jesse Bates, I think the Packers got a good D, so it could still be a little tighter. Bates, I still like versus the attached to a good offense. McManus has points potential. Myers, Aubrey still won't bench him. He's still a good kicker. We'll go Rickard if he plays or if he's activated. Dicker
Yep.
versus the Chiefs. I feel like that could be a nice little 12-point game too. Again, I'm not really touching Koo. His accuracy's been off this year.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Moody, he's also been having accuracy issues. McPherson just doesn't have the volume. Dustin Hopkins versus Steelers, not really sure. So I'm going to kind of stay away from those guys. I'll kind of stick to the meat and bones there for the kickers.
Nah, 100%.
Defenses, there's some you like. What you got?
Just because I want to make sure we do guess the player. We got like 20 minutes, looks like, left on cam. So I'm going to actually go and put the DSTs right here. We got green lights. We got pump the brakes. But I will say, when I like personally, I think Cincinnati, despite being like a shaky defense, I think they might go on Monday night. Joe Burrow might snap and they might get under Cooper Rush, despite how shaky they are. And then I would say on your green lights give me the Cardinals.
Definitely.
Give me the Cardinals.
I think the Cardinals and the Bears, to me, are my favorite sleepers of the week.
Nah, 100%, 100%.
Or
right.
Dolphins.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's a sleeper.
Yeah, not really. All right. GTP time. GTP time.
It is that time of the week. So, this player, we're going to dive right into it.
Yes, Sirski.
He was quarterback. No, I'm sorry. He is currently quarterback 21 on this season. He's averaging 21.5 points per game. He got a total of 171.10. He's 207 for 278 in his passing attempts. So 74.5 completion percentage, first in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
2,125 passing yards. He has 15 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Passer rating is third in the league with 108. He has 14 rushing attempts for 47 yards. Only 3.4 yards per carry. Now, last year, though, he finished QB9. Total of 328.36 total points. Was averaging 19.31 points per game. His completions were 388 for 560 passes. So second in the league with 69% completion percentage.
Fishing as hell, whoever this is.
He was first in the league in passing yards with 4,624. 29 touchdown passes to 14 picks. So he was fifth in the league in passing, fifth in the league in passing touchdowns, first in the league in yards, second in completion percentage. He was tied with fourth in the most interceptions with 14. But his yards per average, 8.3, were the best in the league. Second best in the league. He had 25 rushing attempts, 74 yards, so 2.1 yards per carry last year.
Who's the passing yards champion last year? That should just.
I was gonna say that's the hint. Yeah,
That's the
literally.
hint. That's what I'm trying to go off of that. Who's the passing yards champion last year?
I'd say think about who throws a good deep ball.
You said he's third in yards this year?
This year, he's not third in yards, no.
Okay.
He's missed some time this year.
Okay. Heard you. Boom, boom, boom. Out there. AFC or NFC?
AFC.
AFC. Joe Burrow?
Mm-mm.
No, I mean, I won't know. I rushed to that. I didn't mean that. I did not mean that because he has not missed time. No, not him. No, not him. No, not him. No. What in the world am I thinking? All right, east, south, north, west. I'm drawing a blank. South. It's not C.J. Stroud because he runs more than that.
This player shouldn't be running.
This player shouldn't be running. South, north, Browns, Steelers, Bengals.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give you one last hint.
Yeah.
Let me see. they be saying on the internet. I don't be saying it, but they be saying on the internet. They be like, let me think. They be like, if she don't give the hawk, I ain't talking
to a Tagovailoa.
yeah, my man. That was a hint because he led the league in passing yards. Like, I had him last year, so that was something I was like, oh snap! I didn't realize he did, but he was just throwing deep balls. Like Tyreek was going crazy.
Yeah, nah, Jalen Waddle.
All right, so we're gonna jump into this year's running back 27, averaging 10.68 points per game. Total points on the year is 117.5 points. He has 134 rushing attempts for 600 yards flat, averaging 4.5 yards a carry.
Mm-hmm.
He only has one rushing touchdown in the year, and it just came this weekend. He has 40 targets for 32 catches, 195 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns. Total 9 red zone touches. Now versus last year, he was at RB49. Total points, he's already outscored, but he had 83 points last year. He was only averaging 5.18 points. He had 89 carries for 360 yards, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
4.1 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns. Then he had, looks like, 2 touchdowns, 22 targets, my apologies. 17 catches, 144 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns, but he had 18 red zone touches.
You say he just got his first rushing touchdown this year, last week.
Mm-hmm.
Zeke?
Mm-mm. Great guess. I don't want to give you too much a hint, but you're like, what's that game? They were like, you're hot, you're burning up, you're like, you're right there. They're like, you freaked that layup.
Dalvin?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
You're getting farther. But
I thought it was the same.
Go the other way, not Dalvin. Go the other way. So Dalvin's worse. Think better.
Zeke. Okay, so the other way. Scored their first rushing touchdown last week.
Like that same team.
Rico?
Yeah, Rico Dowdle.
I was about to say, Rico. Yeah,
Rico Dowdle.
I wanted to say Rico because I'm like, I don't think he's scored yet.
Yeah, he literally just got his first rushing touchdown last year. I thought that was crazy.
Shout out Rico D. Rico Dowdle.
All right, we're gonna jump into this. Is gonna be a good one. Current wide receiver 13. He's averaging 11.42 points per game. On the year, he has 137 points, 91 targets, only 54 catches. He has 883 yards, 3 touchdowns. He has 6 red zone targets. Last year, he was wide receiver 50.
Mm.
Total points 118.80. So he's already outscored his points last year. He's only averaging 7.17 points per game last year. Only had 87 targets, so he's already outpaced that. 54 catches, he has that now. He had last year. 758 receiving yards, he's again outpaced that. And only 2 touchdowns with over 10 red zone targets.
And how many touchdowns does he have this year?
3.
Wide receiver number
13 this year. Now, this player, they've had a recent spike week, so they've been jumping spots overnight.
Judy.
Yes, actually, yes. This player, what'd he go?
9 for
30
335.
He went 30th in the league in receiving yards to 5th overnight, I believe.
That's insane.
Yeah, over that performance.
235 will do that.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Okay.
We're going to stay with wide receiver.
Oh, it died.
This year, he's wide receiver 42. He averages 9. Oh,
yeah.
It died?
Yeah, it died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Well, listen. We still got the audio going. We appreciate y'all. So keep going.
Right,
we can just do.
Y'all still here? You still with us?
Yeah, we still with us.
Man, look.
Listen.
I respect it.
We here.
I'm here. Still.
Sometimes the 10th episode got a little hiccup. It's all right.
We needed a charger, but it's cool.
It's all good. Keep going. We got the audio still.
This year, they're wide receiver 42. They're averaging 9.62 points per game, 9.61 points per game. Let me run that back.
Yeah.
They're wide receiver 42.
42.
They're averaging 9.61 points per game.
Okay.
They have a total of 96.10 points on the season.
Got it.
Their targets are 79 on the year, 44 catches, 444 receiving yards across 5 touchdowns.
That's this year.
Gotcha. 9 red zone targets.
Okay.
Last year, they finished as wide receiver 8 while missing the last 4 games of the season last year. So they were definitely on fire. They were averaging 17.45 points per game, a total of 226.86 points scored, 150 targets, 108 receptions, 1,243 yards, 7 TDs, 12 red zone targets, and he had 2 rushes for 6 yards. 3 points, 3 yards per carry.
Metcalf?
No. Close, though. He's a little older. A bit older, I'll say. A little bit older. We'll go with it. We ain't gonna make him old. He ain't unk. He's an unk. He's slight unk.
It's approaching unk.
Nah, he's slight unk.
Slight unk?
Slight unk. Yeah, slight unk.
Okay. And what wide receiver rank is he this year?
This year, he's wide receiver 42.
And
last year, he was wide receiver 8. He led the league, I believe, in targets last year with 150.
Ayuk.
Close. Very close. I think he finished right behind Ayuk, actually. I think Ayuk was 7 last year.
So you've done Drake London before. You've done Debo before.
He's had recent big holiday performance.
Oh, big holiday performance. That would be... What games were that? Who else played on? What was the last game on Thanksgiving? Giants, Cowboys, Packers, Dolphins. Packers, Dolphins, yes. Jalen Waddle. Oh, I thought
We did him recent.
Oh, you're right. AFC or NFC?
NFC. You just took off one whole game. Like, you just eliminated the whole game they was in. Thanksgiving. We didn't eliminate the last game. So let's go to the opposite of last.
Right. Which was Giants, Cowboys.
No, the opposite of last is first.
Oh, excuse me. That was the middle game. What was the...
Bears and Lions.
Yo, yes. Oh, Keenan. Yeah,
Yes, there
Keenan.
we go.
I'm tripping. I'm like,
All good.
he's top 10. I'm like, there was somebody that was, yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
was frying. He was on Evans' team last year. He was cooking, and he finished. He missed the last 4 weeks, and he was still cooking. So
I mean, you said, what did you say? Averaging 17? That's
17,
wicked.
150 targets from Herbert is wild.
Yeah, that's wicked.
This tight end, current tight end, 41 on the year. They were averaging 7.38 points per game. Their total points on the season is 36.9.
Goodness me.
They have 31 targets for 23 catches, 254 receiving yards with no touchdowns, 5 red zone opportunities. Last year, they were tight end 4. They were averaging 11.43 points per game with a total of 171.5 points. They were second at the position with 127 targets, second again at the position in catches with 95, fourth in receiving yards at the position with 960, and tied for third in touchdowns with 5, and had 9 red zone targets last year.
I wanted to say Kelsey's so fast, but I don't think he only has like 244. That's just wild.
This player's missed some time this year.
Hawkinson.
It is, yes.
Yeah,
it is.
Let's go.
I like that. You're heating up.
Nah, he was a beast last year.
This is going to be a defense now. Their DST as averaging 8.62 points per game, 112 points on the year. They're averaging 308.4 yards per game, 22 points average allowed, 2 defensive touchdowns. They are straight up second in the league in sacks with 42. Second again in the league with picks at 16. They have 9 fumbles forced, and they're tied for 6th in the league with 8 fumbles recovered. Defense number 4. This is versus last year, they were defense number 15. Total points last year was 129. They were averaging 7.58 points per game. They were tied for 11th in the league last year with 46 sacks, so they're already probably about to eclipse that. They were averaging 330.7 yards per game, 20.29 points per game allowed, only 1 defensive touchdown. They were tied for 6th in the league with interceptions with 14. They had 15 forced fumbles, 10 recovered, 1 block, and 2 return touchdowns.
How many touchdowns did they score this year on defense, you said?
They have 2.
I was gonna say Denver. We're both pick 6 now because PS2 pick 6 us. So
They just had, 2?
it was 2 and just then on Monday.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So it's not them.
We did them 2 on the show, I believe.
Yeah.
They're right up there, though, with them.
Houston?
Houston.
Hey,
Yo, you got that. I like
three.
that.
Let's go.
I like that. You were on it.
Houston.
I took it because I was like, I'll see if I can sneak that through your pause. Under your note, because you just had them. So I was like, oh, they've been heating up lately.
Nah, yeah, they ball out. They ball out. 10 plus for the last couple of weeks for me.
Big facts.
Nah, for sure. Another good GTP. I think I hit the last 3.
For
3 out of 5.
Yeah.
Got hot.
I did 6 this week, so you got you got Jerry, Judy, and all of them.
Yeah, nah.
4, I feel
Facts. But yeah, man, appreciate you as always, Jared. Appreciate King and my Neff being in the building today. I'm just thankful, man, to get to 10 episodes and being consistent for 2.5 months. We appreciate y'all staying with us. Again, we apologize about the video. We would have had a Q, but Q had to make sure his son was straight. So, we all got to do what we got to do for our families, and we make sure everything's smoothly around here. So,
Papa Q is one of the biggest fathers out here, man.
Oh, easily. You too, bro. For real. No, y'all do y'all thing. Y'all examples for us non-fathers, future fathers. So,
future,
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, future fathers. You know what I'm saying? So, we appreciate y'all, y'all's dedication to the pod. Appreciate all y'all fans staying with us. Again, like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to keep saying it. Like, comment, subscribe. It helps us grow to make a better product for y'all. So, again, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when we uploading. Episode 10. It's a milestone episode, man. I appreciate you, bro.
You know the vibes, man.
Episode 10. Anything you want to say? Any shout outs you got, Jared?
Shout out to my league mates. We're gonna say shout out to the man above for sure this holiday season. We
You
coming
already know.
fresh off of a nice Thanksgiving. Hope y'all enjoy. We got Christmas coming up, so I want to wish everybody an early happy Merry Christmas.
Most
Enjoy with the fam. Tough time for a lot of people too. So anyone
Absolutely.
suffering, anything like that, we thinking about you here.
No doubt.
Giveaway coming soon.
Giveaway coming
Again,
soon.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Subscribe because that's gonna be linked to the giveaway. So
No
we're
cap.
gonna keep asking y'all. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And then yeah, we do this weekly. So you gonna stick with us? We're gonna stick with y'all.
Most
Let's do it.
def.
Let's get these playoffs. Let's get these dubs.
Yeah, let's sir. Make sure y'all pray. Make sure y'all drink y'all water. Make sure y'all stay in tune with the man above. Make sure y'all stay in tune with y'all family and friends. Call your mother if you ain't speak to your mother. Call your father if you ain't speak to your father. If they not with you, make sure you pray so you get to talk to them for a little bit. And yeah, we love y'all in all times, trials and tribulations, ups and downs, peaks and valleys. Appreciate y'all. Episode 10. We are signing out live from the 856. This is channel 856. Your boy Danny X.
Jared, we signing out.
You know, as Jared says, you with it, he with it, she
Yes,
with
sir.
it, we with it.
Let's
Episode
get it.
10. Grrr.
Bow.